Balochistan is the largest province of Pakistan area-wise. At the same time, the smallest province population-wise. Balochistan is full of natural resources like gas, oil, minerals of various type, metals, and also you see that there are some areas which are very rich in producing different type of fruits. Some of the Balochistan areas are very rich from tourism point of view. Very pleasant, very nice landscape which can be developed for the tourism, and because of that then the country can earn foreign exchange. They have some main problems, like number one is poverty. That province which is rich of natural resources, but unfortunately the people of those areas are facing poverty, and more than 50% people are facing this issue. Then we have problem there, corruption and political instability. Then the third problem is terrorism and use of drugs. So these are the main problems. If we see the population of Balochistan, there are different type of people who are living there. From sectarian point of view, from linguistic point of view, there are two type of mostly people are there mainly. Number one, Balochi speaking, Pashto speaking, and some Persian speaking as well. It is located strategically at very important location. On one side of Balochistan there is border of Afghanistan. On the other side it is attached with Iran, and because of that some of the countries they are focusing there. So first of all I would like to discuss a little bit on terrorism, because terrorism is the main reason at this moment, which is number one reason because of which the development of Balochistan is suspended, almost suspended. People of other countries, the people of other provinces, they don't like to go to Balochistan for their professional activities because they are not safe. Why they are not safe? Because there are several incidents which have been reported in recent past. People who are traveling there, they were stopped, they were asked to show their identity. After verification of their identity, they were killed by terrorists. Who are the terrorists? The terrorists, Balochistan Liberation Army, number one, which is being patronized, supported, logistically supported by Ra. There is no doubt about it. And from Afghanistan border, Ra is operating here, and it has proved because of the confessional statement of member of Ra, who is also officer of Indian Navy, Mr. Kulbhushan Yadav. He has admitted and confessed all these terroristic activities in Balochistan, which were being done under his supervision. He was handling the agents there. He was, conducting the terroristic activities and arranging the terroristic activities. He was operating from Iran, sitting in Iran. But sometimes he used to come to Balochistan. And during that, visit, he was arrested. And there is no need of detail, because in the International Court of Justice, it has also proved that he was involved in the terrorist activities on the behest of Ra and India. So, because of border of Afghanistan, the access to Balochistan is very easy for Indian agents, and they conducted many such terroristic activities, especially with ethnic groups, like they attacked over Hazara people who are mostly Al-Tashi. They were killed in bomb blasts, and there are so many other activities which were done. Several attacks, suicidal attacks were, conducted against law enforcement agencies, army, etc., etc. So because of that reason, the people from other provinces or from other countries like China, etc., they feel hesitant to go to Balochistan to take part in the development activities there. So first of all, we have to curb these activities, we have to stop these activities. Then thereafter, we can take further concrete steps to root out poverty of the people of Balochistan. Peace is the first requirement for doing these activities, because economical activities cannot be conducted or run without a feeling of better law and order and peace. The area of poverty. There is need of health to the people of Balochistan. Health means their need of dispensaries, hospitals, food, water. Water is very short there, very difficult to get water, and especially those areas which are far-flung area, people have to travel several kilometers to get water for their usage. Similarly, shelters, they need houses, homes, which are not sufficient there as per their requirement. Then they need of education to the people, and we have need to enhance the literacy rate at least there in Balochistan. Then, of course, need of clothing. So these are the 5-6 points which I will discuss and will give suggestion how we can overcome those. Then, in Balochistan, we need road infrastructure, because until unless there are no road infrastructure available in an area, no development or economical activities or educational activities or social activities even. If there are infrastructure available, everything can happen then. Then we need to encourage our people there for Balochistan to produce better fruits, and those fruits should be given access to the international market as well as local market in the other provinces, so that those farmers are in position to get better dividend of their hard working and their investment in the fruits production or producing. There is need of tourism. We need to develop their tourism. We need to develop the spots, tourist spots there. We have many in Balochistan, like Ziyarat, a worth-seeing place. And you see, the Balochistan is the area which has at the same time all type of seasons there. If this is hot time or summer in Punjab, Sindh, but at the same time if you go to Balochistan, we can find the coldest season there as well. Even the temperature of Quetta is also better and compatible and better, you see, affordable for the people and the tourists as compared to other parts of the country. So this is blessing for us. We need to encourage industries there, because a big problem of Balochistan is unemployment. Poverty always comes with unemployment, I tell you. So how we can generate employment? Only government cannot do that, because the function of government is to run the government, not to run the industries, not to run the enterprises. So we have to encourage industry there and facilitate, and we should set up some industrial zones there, and especially in those areas which are little far-flung areas where that industry will be developed, and of course the local people will get employment there, and also some people from other parts of country, they can also go there. But this will again, I will say, happen if there is better law and order situation. corruption and instability. Like other parts of Pakistan, Balochistan has also this type of, evil activities which are being done by bureaucracy and political leadership even. And they are in the recent past, you see that many such incidents have been reported when the bureaucrats of Balochistan and some of the political leaders of Balochistan, they were apprehended red-handed, having their money gained through corruption. So corruption is there. You see that we have a blessing. We have Gwadar port there, which is a main hub of the activities of CPAC. And I'm sure that the residents of Balochistan and the people of Balochistan will get sufficient benefit and their share, or which is their right. They will get their share. And I will recommend to the government of Pakistan that in the hiring of different type of projects in Gwadar and CPAC, a sufficient quota should be allocated to people of Balochistan so that they should get benefit of that CPAC project. So this can be a game changer. We can say, I have one article on it, that this is a game changer project, CPAC, not only for Pakistan but for other participating countries as well. So this can be game changer for people of Balochistan as well. So how it will be, how we can root out or get rid of corruption. You see, at this moment, the funds are allocated many times by federal government, by provincial governments, for the development of different areas of Balochistan. But because of involvement of corrupt people, those funds don't give the benefit to the people of those areas. So how we can overcome this issue? The only solution is development of local governments there. Local governments, which is the true essence of democracy. Unfortunately, throughout Pakistan, the true democracy could not be introduced in Pakistan. When we say that, okay, there's election of provincial assemblies, elections of National Assembly and the Senate, so this is the democracy. No. Those are legislative assemblies. Provincial Assembly, National Assembly, Senate, what do? They have just to legislate laws. They have to oversee the policies of the federal and provincial governments. In case of Provincial Assembly, provincial government. In case of National Assembly, federal government. Nothing else. The parliamentarians have no role in the development of, direct role in the development of people, local people. That is the role which is recognized in the whole world. I have visited many countries of Europe. I have seen and I noted and observed that the main reason of the development of those areas and end of corruption was the development of their local bodies, local governments. So I recommend that there should be a comprehensive type local government system throughout Balochistan, and the election should be fair and transparent so that the true representation should come there, not because of rigging. Again, the same faces may come. No. The election without any, any rigging, through transparent and fair manner should be conducted, and the rule of local governments should be handed over to representatives of people. You see, now what is being done? Bureaucrats are running those activities. Yes, I recommend that those officers should be there, but those should be under the direct control and supervision and subordination of the representatives of the local people. So we believe in the rule of the people, and the rule of the people will only come with the representation of people, and representation will come only because of local government systems. because local government, when they will have their elected chairman, elected mayor, having full authority and power, not they are under the subordination of deputy commissioner or commissioner. They will be responsible to the people of that area. And after 3-4 years, when their term will be expired, they will go for re-election. And certainly they have to face those people of the area. So during their regime or their tenure, they will try to do work to attract people, attract their voters, and to give impression that they are the true people's representatives and they should be given another opportunity in the next elections. Then what will happen? The funds of people which will be received from the federal government or the provincial governments will be spent by the representatives of people. And if the whole fund will be used for the core purpose for which the fund was granted or allocated, certainly on earth you will see the dividend of those funds. They will be developed in a real sense. There will be industries, there will be education institutions, new education institutions. Moreover, I will also say in the context with education, I will also recommend that there is need of more special quota in all the universities of Pakistan for the people of Balochistan. By this way, there will be more opportunities for the young population of Balochistan to get higher education. Number one. Number two, they will have opportunity to intermingle and interact with the people of other provinces. It will create a sort of harmony among Balochistan people and the people from other provinces. And certainly it will have better confidence and trust with each other. And the last, maybe it will be a very new thing and rare thing, we need essentially inter-provincial marriages. What is now? The people of Balochistan mostly, they marry with Baloch people. The people of KPK, generally they marry with the people from KPK and Pashtuns and Pathans. Same is the situation in Punjab and Sindh. There are inter-provincial or racist marriages, but very, very, very less. So we should try to encourage. And second thing is that we should have quota of other provinces in Balochistan as well. Like the people of Balochistan, they should be given quota in the services of Punjab, provincial governments, Sindh, KPK. And likewise, in the appointments of Balochistan, there should be quota of people who are residents of or domiciles of Punjab, KPK and Sindh. So it will help to transfer of population from each province to other provinces. And this can create a better harmony among people of Pakistan and the bureaucracy as well. So this is, I guess, this is my recommendation, that in provincial appointments, the quota of other provinces should be established and should be started, which is a new thing, I guess. So by doing these things, I hope that it will have better impact on the people of Balochistan. Their problems can be solved, although it will take time, because this is time consuming. These are steps which will not give any dividend immediately. But I am optimistic that if it is done within next 10 years, you will see the dividend of it, and there will be a great change in Balochistan. So this is what I wanted to convey to you. Thank you very much.